Agent, this new assignment is coming from the director himself. This is no ordinary investigation. This is a hearing of both parties. The parties involved are Emery Gray and Hippie Zelda. Yes, the very same Hippie Zelda that we investigated last year. In the aftermath of that, we at the Shadow Sector learned that there's another twist to an investigation we've overlooked. Also, this continued drama has spread to parties not involved in this domestic dispute. Hippie Zelda's quest to seek revenge against Emery is affecting those associated with him, whether they knew about the breakup or not. It has brought to our attention that we at the Shadow Sector need to step in and put an end to this conflict. Your mission is to assist the director and weigh in this situation from both parties. In this mission, it's not about who's in the right or wrong. We will not pick a side. As this is a domestic dispute, we can't get involved. That task is up to the two parties outside social media. Dismissed, and may your pen guide you to the truth.
Welcome back. My name is Shadow, and I have a story to tell. Domestic disputes between couples is common, especially in the aftermath of a breakup or a divorce if married. Unfortunately, not only both parties suffer, but also those who are not only friend of both parties, but are caught in the crossfire. I'm going to tell you guys a short story about my time of me getting involved. Before I became a storyteller, let alone a transit buff, I encountered an ongoing divorce between my friend and her soon-to-be ex-husband. I was on her side, but despite that fight got me caught in a crossfire, resulting me and my friend having a falling out. Luckily, months later, we made up. And that's when I learned that when it comes to domestic disputes, especially ending in a breakup or divorce, it's best to stay the hell out of it, no matter who you're friends with. It may seem cold, but it's safer that way. Now, let's get back to the present. Emery Gray, also known as EG Toon Arts, or in the TikTok world, Link C. Hillian. He is back on our files, along with his ex-Hippie Zelda. In case you don't know these two, let's do a history lesson.
All right, y'all, grab your snacks, whatever you like to drink, cigs and blunts if you a smoker, because this is going to be a non-stop flight, and we're not talking about taking a flight on the late Spirit. This is going to be deep. Last year, EG reached out to the Shadow Sector for help. He broke up with his then-girlfriend, Hippie Zelda. The two met through TikTok, a normal album debut, very typical in the social media streets. EG introduced his group of his new girl, and we liked the beat nice lady and everything, and the vibes were cooking. But in between the cooking and the prepping, there was trouble in Hyrule. Link and Zelda had a falling out. It spreaded to unsuspecting members of EG's group chat. We weren't around in the drama. We were busy focusing on the unspoken sector and other things. The story goes, Hippie Zelda made a video on the breakup and self-mutating to EG's group chat. Again, this was the testimony provided. We weren't there at the time, and somewhere along the lines, this is when EG reached out to the Shadow Sector to freestyle on Hippie Zelda. We only saw one side of the story and decided to want the smoke, so we did a story about Hippie Zelda. It was a one-and-done case, and kept it moving. Unfortunately, that was the action which came with consequences. Hippie Zelda wasn't happy with the story and decided to reach out to us in a not-so-friendly communication. But that was a side quest. Hippie Zelda's main quest is to make EG's life as miserable as possible, which leads to him reaching out to the Shadow Sector again.
Emery reached out to us again regarding Hippie Zelda's constant harassment. So we've decided that this time we're not going to get involved in this. This is now considered a domestic dispute, something that will harm those involved who have nothing to do with or weren't there. But despite the latest harassment of another friend of Emery's, we've decided to investigate but not make a full report just yet. Let's take a break to get ready for part 2.
I've decided that to avoid making the same goddamn mistake on the previous 2 stories, I've decided to dig deeper. This time I need to channel in something I've learned from loyalty betrayal, something called context clues. This time, I'm not going to go in blindly. That's what got my ass handled by NT Goat, Hippie Zelda, and EG's other ex, because I didn't hear their side of their story, and boy was my ass got spanked. So to make up for the bullshit I made, I've decided to hear their side of the story. Before we get to that, let's learn what happened after the Halloween special. After the Halloween special, the conflict between E.G. and Hippie Zelda escalated. Now 2 parties are involved. E.G. moved on and is now in a relationship. We'll call her Creepy Plantier. Nothing is known about her other than she was harassed by Hippie Zelda and another lady named Rose Diamond Prime.
There's also one more person caught in the crossfire, a TikToker known as Shiasuda Yonichimaru. We're not going to disclose her real name, but she too was harassed by Hippie Zelda. Shiasuda is very quiet lady who is very skilled in electric motors and 2 decades as a computer tech. Translation: you got a computer problem, this lady has a solution. Shiasuda is also harassed by Hippie Zelda. Why? We don't know the album. She just got pulled into this drama, and that's not good beat. Stuff like that causes the shadow sector to step in. We don't like innocents getting the diss track, knowing full well that they weren't involved. Luckily, Shiasuda got a diss track of her own. You don't piss off a computer tech, you just don't.
And whatever the fuck this is.
So obviously you're a coward, because I confronted you on TikTok, and obviously you deleted the comment. Number 1, you threatened me on a public forum, which is a crime, because you said you were threatening to kick my ass, but you're not gonna do shit, because you're not putting no fear in my heart. Another thing is, I'm not surprised that your ex left you, because you're a freaking psychopath. So yeah, I'm glad he ran far, far away from you, because you're crazy, you're deluded, and you're psycho. So yeah, just stay the hell away from me and keep me out of your drama, alright? So run along. Toodles.
So now you see how dangerous domestic disputes causes? People who have nothing to do with the drama is now getting caught in it? Meanwhile, still feeling bad about not seeing another side, I've decided to reach out to Hippie Zelda to apologize for my stupidity. It started off harsh, but she told me her side of her story. It's already been established that Hippie Zelda and E.G. met through TikTok. Things were going well. Even her mother likes E.G. There were plans for these two to move in together in Ohio. Hippie Zelda brought a one-way ticket and signed off her lease to move in with E.G. This is a happily ever after kind of thing, right? Wrong. That never happened. Hippie Zelda was hit with terrible news. She's not allowed to move in with E.G. due to her background check, according to E.G.
This was devastating indeed for Hippie Zelda. Her life was flipped upside down. No boyfriend, and now no home, because she signed off her lease, and it can't be reversed. She would have to find another apartment to move into. This is why, to this day, Hippie Zelda harasses E.G. not because of the breakup, but she was robbed of her home. I don't blame her. I would go full psychotic if I got blindsided like that. Now there's two sides. Hippie Zelda accused E.G. for this trickery off a lease, which leads to a lawsuit. And E.G. has a background check results as to why Hippie Zelda can't move in with him. Now, if that's the case, why not show Hippie Zelda the results? It could have been redacted, and this whole drama could have been avoided. It wouldn't mattered if she spin it. The proof is right there. He didn't have to worry about what Hippie Zelda says. This is why you always double check. Now, there's two sides. Hippie Zelda accused E.G. for this trickery. If this is the case, then this is called fraudulent inducement, a legal term for being tricked into signing on or off a lease, which leads to a lawsuit. And E.G. has a background check results as to why Hippie Zelda can't move in with him. Now, if that's the case, why not show Hippie Zelda the results? It could have been redacted, and this whole drama could have been avoided. It wouldn't mattered if she spin it. The proof is right there. Meanwhile, account known as Quan Chi was defending her. Shiasuda was accused of being that account, and she's about it. This is the part where the director himself has had enough and steps in to address the both of them.
I have brought you two here because we have a problem. As y'all know, I've been very sick these couple of months. I don't appreciate being notified while I'm in a hospital bed being pumped full of meds and learning how to walk again. I've looked at both sides, and I've ruled this as a domestic dispute. The shadow sector exposes cyber bullies, not solving domestic disputes. This is something you two will have to take it up to the legal system. With that out of the way, I'm going to make my opinion on how this should have been avoided. Emery, this whole affair would have been avoided if you showed her the background check results. It wouldn't have mattered if she spins it around or not. You have the proof. That's what matters. My advice, stop dating ladies who will rip off your head for liking waffles. Also, I trust you apologize to Shiasuta for that huge accusation about her being behind the Quan Chi account. I may be an asshole, but even I wouldn't accuse someone of something very serious. Even though you apologized to her, and she accepted it, understand there will be ramifications for this. What that means is up to Shiasuta. I have no idea on what she's thinking, or how she's feeling after that incident. Moving forward, whatever you need to do to get back to Shiasuta's good graces, it's best to talk it out. And as for you, Hippie Zelda, while I sympathize on what you're going through, I find your actions very unstable and hurting your chances of closure. You've harassed Creepy Plantier Emery's current partner. You've harassed 2 of his friends. I had to put my foot down when you harassed Shiasuta. Not only the lady is quiet, but has a health problem. I'm not going to disclose what the problem is, but it's the kind of problem that will get her hospitalized. And I won't stand for that. I will not tolerate anyone who harassing those who didn't do anything to anyone. Online dating, while interesting, always come with a catch. This is why you should have screened him thoroughly before taking that risk to move into Ohio. Most of this bullshit is your fault. You've constantly harassing Emery for months on end, even went as far as to call him. We did a burner number, and it came back to you. These actions prove that you're not looking for accountability from Emery. You're looking for attention because he left you. A victim would never stalk the offender, especially if that person claims that they were tricked into signing off a lease. No, the victim would take legal action, not be on fucking TikTok, blasting fucking heavy metal with the stupid shit. You've also made death threats to anyone associated with Emery, and you expect the public to feel sorry for you and be on your side? The fuck were you thinking? Also the death threats? You're going to fuck around and will be doing time. What you're doing is a felony, and if you send another death threat to me, you're going to fuck around and find out. I suggest you seek help, and if you really believe that Emery tricked you, then you need to take it to court. Threatening his life isn't a solution. Threaten those whose only crime is being associated with Emery isn't going to reclaim time loss. Now, respectfully, get fucked and fuck off, and don't ever think about trying me again. Based on Hippie Zelda's disruptive behavior, I find this hearing in favor of Emery Gray. Also, for the record, the Shadow Sector will no longer get involved in whatever actions left behind by Hippie Zelda. Anything she does is up to the legal system. Case dismissed.
And this concludes the story about this dispute between Emery and Hippie Zelda. As the director pointed out, the Shadow Sector will no longer get involved with that mess. We're going back to the looking after the unspoken sector. There's a lot of stories to tell over there. And for now, this is Shadow signing off, and if you see something, write something.
Thank you for visiting Shadow Storyteller. If you like what you saw, hit the like and bell to stay up to date. Until next time.